All right, hello, it's just random talk, and thank y'all for listening. All right, so today I want to ask, does anybody miss 2020 as a whole? I know 2020 was a rough time for everybody, C-19, talked to the vaccine, the world shutting down, um, the world being crazy in 2020 from January to December, everybody, unfortunately, you know, having to move on with their, you know, past loved ones and family and friends, everything going on. And yes, there was tragedy and anxiety and just everything going on, man. But the people miss 2020. And now, well, I mean, now obviously it's different for everybody. But, and yes, I understand like globally, group wise, society wise, yes, everybody had a hard time. But to me, I feel like 2020 was not that bad. Like, yes, obviously, we had to do tests to make sure that we are negative, not positive in that regard. Yes, we had quarantine. Yes, we had to stay in the house. Yes, we had lockdown, and yes, we had like limitations on where we could go and what we can do. But most part, man, I would say that looking back, obviously in the moment, people are not going to say 2020 as a whole was necessary. But I would say looking back, I say, yeah, I feel like it was necessary, for most people as far as like to, calm down, sit down, like think about things, have time to themselves, have time to their family, actually call their family, call their friends, what I'm saying, get closer, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially too, to a level that you want to do in the future. And for me, man, it was just like I really enjoyed it, you know, like what it was. Because like even the moment, I was like, yeah, it's bad, man, but at least I'm healthy. At least I can go to the store. At least I can walk around and drive around like whenever I can. And yes, I know wearing a mask wasn't the best thing. Well, man, I mean, it definitely taught me a lot about the healthcare industry, the finance industry, and that having a good job and having a good career and having a good degree, through college and different means is definitely important. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say stuff I learned, in the last decade, up until 2020 was definitely challenged, definitely tested, definitely put into action, and definitely used in that regard, man. And for the most part, man, like legit, yeah, it's kind of cliche, but I would say I definitely learned more about myself than ever before. I actually had time to sit down and do hobbies, do interests, I mean, hobbies and interests, my bad, and outlets. And yes, of course, social media play a part of that too. Able to be on social media, I guess, longer. I don't see the positive of that, personally speaking. But yeah, I mean, for those who are content creators and those who are social media influencers and those who use social media as an avenue, yes, people did get money and bags off their podcasts, after TV shows or pilots or streaming services, and able to reach more people and more people see it online. So yes, I do agree. Like if you've been doing it for the last few years and 2020 popped up, and even 2021 popped up, yes, you do benefit to a certain degree, but it doesn't make you richer, in my opinion, because just because you got more views, yes, it in a way does make me more money, but that means you got to put out more content, right? And especially since everybody's doing it on social media as a whole, then you basically have to have like more quality content in that sense. But even then, it's like you got to think about the long term and not short term. Yeah, short term, 2020, 2021, yeah, I'm good, da da da. But now we're in 2024. Like 2022 went by, 2023 went by. Like now in 2024 and 2025 is next year. So that's already like 5 years, like into the 2020 decade. That you really got to think about in that sense. So that's something that I just want to say about that, man. Overall, like yeah, short term people will getting paid and getting money, seeing contracts left and right, but long term is it sustainable? Is that really going to work? Is that really going to help you out for now or later? But obviously, I wouldn't know much because I am not a podcaster. I am not a social media content creator. I'm not an influencer. And even if I was those things, I'm on a small scale, like very, very small scale, like beginner level. Because I know that the channel that I have is literally one subscriber, and I had it, you know what I'm saying, for a few months now, but haven't even done squat on it. So I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody. I'm not. I'm just saying that like looking back on 2020 now in 2024, it wasn't that bad, entirely bad. And that's just what I'll say about that, personally speaking. But but yes, man, definitely everything going on. And plus too, the stuff we experienced 2020, no one talks about in 2024 or 2023. Shoot, even 2022. Because the thing I don't understand is, yeah, 2020 is a trying time. Everybody's going through something. Everybody was sending peace online in person, everything like that. But now 2024, people act like 2020 like didn't even exist. Like, what is that? Like, pandemic, what is that? C-19, what is that? The vaccine, what is that? Quarantine, what is that? Like, people just either just, I wouldn't say moved on personally, because I don't think people have moved on, and I think, in like in my opinion, I guess you could say move on, but I would just say people are definitely adjusted and adapted to the times that we're in now. I wouldn't say move on entirely, because the way the economy was in 2020, we're still feeling the effects now in 2024 as far as inflation, recession, high spike prices. Things are hard to get. Things are way more expensive than were prior to. We have shortages upon chips, like microchips and technology and food shortages and drink shortages and just, everything going wild and going crazy for the average American and even average person as a whole. And I would say that we are still facing the effects of the pandemic in the economical epidemic. So it's just kind of like how I see that in a sense, man. Yeah, but the positives though, I will say positives from 2020 is that able to work from home, um, yeah, work from home, better ourselves, understand ourselves. We can go at our own pace and not go at the world's pace or the corporate America pace. We can take breaks and take time. We can plan out our future and present as well, and even like reflect on our past, on things that we've done and things we could have done. And I would say it definitely, if you've been around like the right people or you watch the right podcast, I would definitely say it definitely has like sharpened our minds in a sense, because the podcasts are not just 10-minute, 20-minute videos. No, it's like hour long, 2 hour long discussions about the world, about people's lives, about things that we do and things that everybody does as a whole. So I would say that I know if I gotten better watching the podcast like I Am Athlete, The Pivot, All the Smoke, the Pat McAfee Show, Bussin' with the Boys, The Brilliant Idiots, The Breakfast Club interviews that they have. Um, who else? Oh yeah, My Expert Opinion, just different. Oh, the Joe Budden podcast. Who else I'm missing? Uh, the Boardroom. Just different things I've watched. And yes, I know majority sports, but I mean, there's definitely like life lessons baked into those sporting podcasts, and just things I've learned and liked. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I gotta say today. Again, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Was 2020, reflecting now on 2024 and 2020, was 2020 really that bad overall, or was it just in the moment thing? How you see it, and plus you think that we're still feeling the effects of 2020 as far as the social media usage, the problems going on, the social, climate of things, and just individually and personally in a way, in a way on how we speak and think and navigate through our lives. Other than that, I thank y'all for listening. Have a good day and peace.